You're watching the Battered Fans Network.
The heroes are back. Beards talking balls, rapping pink and black. Coming live from the 305, it's official tissue. The Batter Fan, Chris and Dan, weekly rocking with you. We talk Messi, Boosie, Jordy, Lucho, the Fat Four, to Ben Cram, Noah, Ruiz, Fred. What more could you ask for? Tighten up and get ready, listen in on the pod. Solana and X in Espanol, just to even the odds. Breakdowns and gas bagging, join the tribe and just vibe. Free 99, don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't hesitate, say what's up, go ahead and come in. No question about it, I'm ready to get hurt again.
No question about it, I am ready to get hurt again.
Chris, the Herons are back. Welcome, everybody, to episode number 360 of the Battle Herons podcast. I am your host, Daniel Ganon, and alongside me, as always, Mr. KBD. How are you doing, sir?
Is it far-fetched to go with Mr. Krabs' comment? Why are we even previewing this game? Philly's going to beat us up and take our lunch money?
I'm putting money on Miami. Just putting it out there.
Okay. I wonder if we're not the favorites. I'm going to check that out right now.
I doubt that we are. We're playing on the road against the top team in the East, and we haven't looked great. So I'm assuming that we won't be the favorites. But you know what? Before we start talking about the game, shout out to everybody that watched last night's show. If you haven't already, we have Michelle Kaufman on. Everybody's been singing praises about the episode. They loved it, and a bunch of comments praising it. And as I was going through the comments, I found one comment that was interesting. And,
is it the one? Is it? I'm going to have to text you a comment that I thought really killed me.
No,
go ahead.
No, it wasn't a bad comment. It was something that I haven't heard anybody else bring up, and I wanted to bring it up to see if anybody else, maybe in the chat. I know we're still light in the chat, but if anybody else has heard anything about this, so here it is. It's from Marine Babe 2012, and it says, "Is Messi playing against Philadelphia? He's supposed to be appearing at an academy tournament on Friday night, and the team are due to fly Friday afternoon." Now, I wasn't aware of him having an appearance. My understanding, especially the way he made it sound in that post game, right, where he was like, looking forward to Philly. I still think he's going to play in Philadelphia. Have you heard anything? And has anybody in the chat heard anything about him possibly missing the game because he has a commitment on Friday night to some type of academy tournament?
Well, I saw that same comment and I looked around and I couldn't find anything. And one of the biggest things is, look, Vamos IMCF is saying the team of Mascherano knows is a must-win game. I have a feeling they're going to surprise everyone. I don't know about that. If he doesn't go, it sort of contradicts everything he said in that post-game little interview.
If he doesn't go and it's to go to some type of academy tournament, then I think that's not a good look. But I feel pretty confident that he's going to play. I can't imagine him missing this game. It's not like a must win, right? Technically, it's still like, it's game number what at this point, like 13, 14 we're at. We still have more than half the season to go. We're still in good shape.
Game 14.
Right. So we're still in good shape, but I do think it is an important game. It's not must win, but it is an important game because of this bad streak that we are on. So I definitely think that Messi needs to play, and I expect.
Yeah, no, and against the best team in the East, I think if he doesn't play, I don't know. I'm not going to tell you it's problematic. I think it's problematic just from a visual standpoint. I still feel like the team can play decently well without Messi. A
lot of people, which I don't necessarily agree with, but so a lot of people say that they feel like the young guys play better when Messi isn't there. I don't think that they play better. Maybe they play a little more freely because they don't feel like they need to feed Messi the ball. But I feel like Messi makes the game easier for other people because he opens up space for other players. So I feel like both things can be true. I think he opens up space for other players to succeed. But, maybe he does. They play a little more freely when they don't feel like they need to find Messi on the pitch. So, either way, I think we need Messi there, and I think he will be playing. That wasn't in the rundown, but I did see that comment a little while ago, so I figured that it was interesting, and I would bring it up.
Well, Mike V. Enemy is saying if Messi doesn't show up, then they're cooked without him. This is a bad comment, Mike V, because they're not cooked without him. Mike V. Enemy.
And Vamos IMCF, a shout out to you. He said he practiced, he'll take private flight. And if you haven't already, I believe this is the same Vamos IMCF that was on Twitter, dropping some stats. You know, I love stats. I'm a sucker for stats. So if it's the same one, make sure you follow Vamos IMCF on Twitter because I am a stats junkie. Even though some people say that the eye test, I think you could look at both. The numbers don't lie, but the eye test also is important.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, but at the end of the day, and shout out to Andres here, says, "Hey guys, it was joyful to have Michelle yesterday." It was, and she's a person that's been in this business and around this club and other clubs in South Florida for a very long time. So she does have a pulse on what's going on for sure, and it was good.
Do you remember the last time we played Philadelphia in Philadelphia?
Ooh, not in Philadelphia. We beat them 2-1 last time that we played them.
The last time, and see if anybody in the chat remembers, the last time, without Googling, the last time we played Philadelphia in Philadelphia, we went down to 9 men, and Leo Alfonso had the game winner. There you go, Mr. Krabs. That counterattack where he took it all on his own, one-on-one. He took it, and the keeper was expecting him to go far post. He went near post. And we got the 9-man victory, Leo Alfonso game winner. So that was the last time we went. We've head-to-head, we beat them, I want to say it's 6 times. I think they've beaten us 4, and I think it's 2 draws. I believe I saw that earlier. I know for sure we've beaten them more than they've beaten us. And was it a bright assist? I wouldn't doubt. That's when Bright started coming. Yes. That was right around the time Bright was having his coming out party because Bright started balling around then. So
Soccer Daddy saying Gressel scored in that game too.
I don't doubt it because I believe that was in June. I want to say it was in June, and that's when we had the no Messi, no Suarez to Copa America, and all of a sudden the team, even though everybody was expecting us to start falling off, we kept winning. So that was a fun summer.
Yeah, no, that was a blast.
All right, so now getting back on track. I wasted the first 7 minutes. Oh, before I do, I don't want to forget to get batteredfans.com. We're going offline on Sunday night, I believe is when we end. So shirts like the one I'm wearing right now, they will no longer be available. So make sure that you go on and check it out. But one other thing that I want to bring up before we start talking. I don't know when it happened. I know we were close before, and at some point it happened, and we just recently realized we've hit over 1 million views on YouTube. So much appreciated to everybody that watches. We've gone over 1 million views. So because the store is going to go offline on Sunday night, figure we throw in a 10% discount. So all you got to do is put 1 MIL, 1 mil, the number 1 MIL, and that's your discount code. You get 10% off in the store until Sunday night. And like I said, this and other shirts will no longer be available. So make sure that you go on there and check out the inventory because it will be changing. And then where's the champagne? We just randomly saw. We didn't realize it. We saw it a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago. We're like, oh man, we're approaching 1 million views. Yes. And then we never really looked at it again. And then Chris told me that his son noticed.
Yes, my son did notice. Yes.
And then we looked at it, and there it was. So, and then Jay Vasquez saying, was the website going down permanently? No. No, it's going to go down. The inventory, the website will still be up, but you won't be able to purchase anything for, I want to say 2 weeks or so, because we're changing all the inventory. So all the inventory that's there now, for the most part, it's going to be gone. We might bring 1 or 2 pieces back. For the most part, the large majority of the stock will be gone, and it won't be coming back. We'll have new stuff, right? That we're bringing out. We've been making things, but we've been holding off on putting it out until the new one comes out. But if anybody wants to see any of the stuff that's currently on there, you have until Sunday night, 11:59 p.m. And then a lot of it, or most of it's going to come down in the future. And just the store, shopping-wise, the website will be down. And again, 1 mil if you want 10% off.
And no, we do not get a YouTube plaque for that, Jay Vasquez.
Yeah, I don't think so, right? No, you get it only for subscribers, I believe. I don't think you get it for views. I think you only get it for subscribers.
Yeah, you only get it like if you hit 100,000, some astronomical number.
Yeah. But all right. So today on Twitter, I was going back and forth with Franco Panizo. Shout out to Franco. I know people hate on him for whatever reason. I like Franco. But we were going back and forth because he was poo-pooing all over Vamos IMCF's post of the stats that Ustadi has been putting up, where he's saving less than 50% of the shots.
It's brutal.
It's brutal. And at this point, I said, we are missing Drake. And then Franco said, well, basically,
you're nuts.
In words, you're nuts, because Drake was horrible also. I completely disagree. I think it's way overblown, but Drake isn't available. It is what it is. He's not available. Yeah. So I didn't bring it up because I want to bring up and defend Drake, because it's pointless at this point. But Ustadi is our keeper. I think Ustadi has been playing like horse shit. So my question to you, Chris, what do we do at keeper? Do we have this new Yarborough guy that's an MLS veteran apparently, and he's younger than Ustadi by a whole 2 years, I believe. So he's like 35, 36, something like that. What do you think we will do or should do at keeper? Because we have 3 keepers. That's it. You can't count Drake. We have Ustadi, which has been hot trash. You have Yarborough, which is an MLS vet, but I wouldn't necessarily be excited about him.
Bank on him, yeah.
And then we have Rocco, which I also am not excited about.
Well, I mean, shout out to Matt from SoFlo Soccer. He did a little quick video on Yarborough. And essentially one of the points that he brought up, which I noticed, is we kind of needed a third goalkeeper to have a roster compliant for the Club World Cup. Now, here's the thing. I think he could potentially take the job from Ustadi, because as you posted on Twitter, like, there's only so much we could kind of go Google Gaga for your footwork as a goalie. Like, at some point you have to do your main job, which is be a goalie, not a field player. And like the whole field player thing, that's out the window too, Danny, because it's not like he's been doing great at that anyways. He's also turned the ball over. He's had astronomically bad passes. So for me, I don't understand what the deal is here. Like, if you want to play Yarborough right now, I'm kind of okay with that. Or Rocco. I mean, we're playing Philly.
I'm going to be right back.
Yeah, go ahead. I mean, I would probably decide to play Yarborough, because I think you've probably gotten the worst outputs out of Ustadi in the most recent games. I mean, look, Mr. Krabs, you're saying Yarborough was terrible with San Jose, though. San Jose has an awful, awful defense. Now, lately, we've had a pretty bad defense as well, but it's not as bad as San Jose. And yeah, like Bigote's saying, San Jose was terrible as a whole. So I would actually put Yarborough just to get another face out there, because like I said, the footwork, to me, it's not as seriously necessary at this point, especially with the fumbles that Ustadi has had in the past couple games. I mean, this is part of the changes that Mascherano can possibly make. I don't know if you guys are on board with having Rocco. I mean, Yuri is asking, so Drake is never starting. It's not that. It's just that he got injured and he went through surgery, sports hernia surgery. So we're not going to be seeing him for at least a couple months. And yeah, the free entertainment, please do not spam. We will get to your comment, I promise. New goalkeeper because of the FIFA Club World Cup news. Yes, I brought that up. Free entertainment, please. No more spamming. If not, I'm going to have to remove your comments. Come on.
All right. So what I was going to say is, I know everybody talks about the style that we want to play. We want to play out of the back. I get it. But is it really that important to play out of the back? Because what exactly has that style of play gotten us this year?
I mean, it's
Drake
a more patient
couldn't
build
play
up.
out of the back. Well, Tata also wanted to play out of the back, and apparently he couldn't because of Drake, right? Because Drake wasn't good at it. I felt like our team looked better last year with Drake playing out of the back poorly than Ustadi has looked playing out of the back. Like, everybody's like, oh, but we need somebody who's good with. I could get a field player and put him at goalie, and he could be good with his feet.
Yes.
What I need somebody is to stop shots.
Yes,
You
that's
go
what
ahead
I said.
and put in who? You can put Redondo in at goalie. He's tall. He's good with his feet. I'm sure he could get some accurate passes out of there when he gets pressed. Is that who you want at goalie? No, he can't stop shots. We need somebody that can stop shots, not somebody that's just good with their feet. I guess that's a plus.
A
During the
goalie.
preseason, during the preseason, I was like, okay, he's stopping shots and he's looking good with his feet. You earned the job. But once you stop blocking shots, I'm sorry, like you lost me. You lost me because you're not doing the most important part of that, and it's stopping the shots. So, but you think that he's going to stay for a while, Ustadi?
I think. Look, I'm thinking to myself, Yarbrough should get the start because Ustadi's had some terrible performances the past couple.
I don't think it's gonna happen right away. Yarbrough just got here.
Or give it to Rocco. Let Rocco get a start. No, you're done with Rocco. You're done.
No, that's not happening.
Listen, you're talking about Ustadi has not stopped shots that are stoppable and has lost balls that are passable. Like his passes aren't even on point, and that's his thing. We had Dos Santos that can do a little bit of both pretty decently, and he's gone.
I'm trying to find the stats.
Miem is here. Miem says first job of a goalkeeper is to stop shot, not playing good with the feet. And then the dude Abide says Ustadi is better than Yarbrough. Mr. Krabs saying put in Rocco or Yarbrough. At this point, we have nothing to lose. Listen, we're playing the best team in the East this weekend. So if you play Ustadi or Yarbrough or Rocco, I think that at the end of the day, we're going to get a pretty similar output from either goalie.
So Vamos IMCF, this is the tweet that he put out that started the whole back and forth with me and Franco. And I'm trusting that you are 100% accurate on this. I have no idea. I haven't double checked it myself. I haven't had a chance to. But he put in the last 3 matches, we've had 17 shots on target. 11 of them have gone in. The opposing team has had 17 shots on target. 11 of them have gone in.
And 11 went in. That's a terrible ratio.
Yeah, that's really, really bad.
Circus Fun is saying Ustadi has given up 4 goals with bad kicks out of the back. All his fault. And that's his thing. That's his thing.
Yeah. All right. So I think that Ustadi starts on Saturday. Now, and we move on. Mascherano, what changes do you think he makes, if any, this coming week against Philadelphia?
So let me see. Let me go back. I think you saved the last lineup that we had here. Right. So I think this was the last lineup that we had here. I'm not 100% certain, but do you see? Obviously, this is a stacked center back sort of madness. Do you think he's going to go 5 in the back or 4 in the back? Because that's the question here. Because if he's going to
go 5 in the back, and I think he might put Busquets at center back.
So, I mean, but then who's taking the bullet? Is it Falcon? Because Lujan is your Swiss Army knife.
No, Lujan has to finally take that bullet.
How much? Okay. How diabolical is it that you don't consider he's going to start?
You know what? Let me take this back because I'm telling you what I want to see. You're probably right. Lujan probably will start. But this is the thing. Philadelphia, and we're going to get into Philadelphia in a second, but let me just put this out there. Philadelphia plays the Red Bull style where they're just constantly on you. They press. They want to win the ball. They're going to win the ball in the midfield with, Lukic, I think was the guy's last name, and John Jock. They're 2 center defensive midfielders. They're quick in transition. That's what they want to do. They want to press. They want to be aggressive. So if we're going to be playing against a team that's constantly trying to win in transition, I feel like we need to play with 3 center backs, which is fine. The reason I say this is because they already tried it last time. So I'm okay with them trying it again. But maybe trying somebody else in the back. But maybe they won't do that.
Well, I'll tell you this much. Your boy out here still the goal leader, Ty Baribo. So if they catch him in some sweet spots, he's going to put some goals in the back of the net.
Well, I will tell you, this is a good time to have Ustadi if he can stop messing up with his feet, right? Because they're going to press you, and they're going to be relentless in the press. Now, what my understanding, and I guess I'm getting into Philadelphia already, but my understanding is teams that have had success against Philadelphia are teams that kind of let Philadelphia kind of hold the ball and let them try to win with the ball. Like, here, have the possession and try to break us down, and they kind of put 10 behind the ball. You gonna say something, Chris?
Well, I was going to say, if that's the case, then I don't mind these two guys across the line, Frey and Alba, up top a little higher. I don't mind that because it'll give us an opportunity to counter. What?
Oh, Omar, he said, Philly's going to mess you all up. They rotated heavy against us and still beat us. Omar, I'm not going to lie. I think FIU can beat you guys. Atlanta was so bad. Look, he's saying that Philadelphia rotated heavy and they still beat Atlanta. Who hasn't beat Atlanta this year? And that's a serious question. Who hasn't beat Atlanta?
That's
Omar,
a
come
zinger.
on.
Why you gotta be
just saying.
disrespectful, Danny?
But I'm just saying, like,
Why
who
you gotta do
hasn't
that?
beat Atlanta this year? Atlanta has like 1 or 2 victories. Who have they beat? I'm curious.
I mean, Danny, this is bad. Omar, I apologize. Don't leave. Okay, Omar, I apologize on behalf of this clown over here.
Right. They had that miracle victory.
Look at this,
against
damn
NYCFC.
Daniel.
And the white vans. They beat Montreal, which is terrible. They
play who you got in front of you, baby. We
beat
got Montreal coming up
NYCFC,
too,
which they barely beat because that was that crazy comeback at the end. And that was it. Those are only 2 games that they've won.
Alejandro. Reminding you really quickly, we got destroyed by Atlanta
Last year. This is a new Atlanta. Atlanta has somehow become worse. And they were pretty bad last year. Guzan saved them, but this year they've become so much worse. All right. So back to the lineup. I don't know. I don't know what I expect to see. Do you expect to see Ian Frey back on the pitch? Because everybody thought that he had a poor game last week and that he wouldn't be back this week.
Everybody, I've seen a couple of comments already of people saying that Weigand's going to start. Like, I mean, look, the dude abides say he will start Lujan and Cello.
No, Frey has to start.
I would love to see Frey start. I think he needs to start more often. But, I mean, the thing is, Mascherano can't get out of his way. Oh, Upcode is out here dropping disrespect bombs, saying FIU could destroy us.
No, come on.
Wow.
All right, so we think Brighton, Busquets, certified starters.
Yes.
Is Baltasar injured? I forgot to ask Michelle yesterday, and we haven't asked anybody else.
I think I can answer that question for you. Yes, he's injured. Okay. I mean, like, David Ruiz is recovering. He's starting to train, but he's not training with the team per se, but he's recovering. I can't wait to see him back.
Look, the only things I want to make sure that we still see is I want to make sure that we still see Jordi Alba being given the green light to attack. And that's why I like the 3 in the back. I like the 3 in the back because that gives Jordi Alba, there you go, with Jordi Alba a lot more freedom to be in the attack, which I think is good. What I do think we need to do is score early. If what Julian Gressel said was right, because it seems like he's been spot on the last couple of weeks, we got to get a goal in those first 30 minutes.
That's why he didn't get on with us, because he was going to drop bombs in his locker room. Say, these guys, give him 30, 35 minutes. If I drop that on a Inter Miami podcast, forget about it.
And then this is thank you, Mr. Krabs. I forgot to mention, Todd was gonna join us. He had a bit of an issue. I don't want to say emergency, but
unfortunate circumstances.
Yes. Our thoughts are with you, Todd. So he had to cancel, and it's okay. We appreciate Todd. He always is more than willing and able to join us, but he couldn't today. We understand, and if he watches this later, shout out to you. Our thoughts are with you, my guy.
And guys, listen, no. I mean, let's go ahead and kick it a little step forward, guys. If you want to see goal breakdowns, okay, of Philadelphia after this, go to Free Kick Pod on YouTube, and you'll see one of the best goal breakdowns that Philly has to offer.
Vamos IMCF says he'd go with the same lineup, or she. I'm sorry. Oh no, he says Angel. Oh, wait, he said that he would go with the same lineup, but he would just take out Lujan, and that's what I was saying. Also, I think this is a good team. This is a good lineup. I don't mind it at all. If you could, instead of Lujan, have Toto Aviles back there, or you move Busquets out to center back like they did last year.
But the problem is, Danny, I think that your whole thing a couple episodes ago, I think you're right about it with Toto. I think that Mascherano is considering him as a CDM, and he's literally the fourth stringer in that string of
But
CDMs.
yeah, but in a three-man back line, he can kind of play that center sweeper where he can kind of push up into the midfield also. Like this could work. I think that this could work. Now my only fear is Toto Aviles, much like Drake, has always scared me with his distribution of the ball. I don't know if you remember last year, whenever he would get pressed, he would make a lot of mistakes.
Yes.
Right. So and I think that we kind of subsided all those turnovers in our own final third when Busquets got moved to center back. And that's more or less why I would like to see Busquets playing further back tomorrow to kind of help beat that high press, because they do press aggressively, but if you can catch them with the long ball or a nice through ball or just beat the press in general, which I do think that a lot of these players have the capability to do, especially Ian Frey. Ian Frey could take one or two players on.
Well,
like I think Ian Frey, if we're going to get pressed high, I'd much rather see Ian Frey take on a defender than Chelo.
Let me tell you, him and Noah Allen are really good getting out of the press. They're really good with handling the ball and moving it progressively upward.
And Chelo, if Chelo gets pressed, he's negative passes. He passes it backwards all the time. So I would love to see Ian Frey back. And everybody's like, oh, he turned the ball over too much. He's played once every month. Like he gets a couple minutes, and then he gets taken off. Give him some consistent minutes, and I'm sure he'll improve.
This is a good question by Isaiah. How about let young guys go first and old experienced players play the last 30 minutes? I actually think that would be a great idea.
Which
get the players like, I don't know, like Messi, Busquets. That's what I'm thinking. Is that what you mean, Isaiah? Those people?
No, but you said you like it. So you want to see Segovia start at the 10, and then in the 60th minute put on Messi?
Well, I mean, think about it, right? Gressel's saying that we're going 30, 35 minutes after that, the gas tanks are empty. Essentially, that means
I don't think it's the gas tank.
Luis Suarez. Well, what is it then? I mean, is it the structure of the team?
Yes, yes. I think it's the frustration. I don't think it's just the lights, because it's 4 out of 10 field players. I don't think it's literally that. I don't think it's that they're gassed and putting their hands on their knees. I just think that the team kind of just falls apart after the first 30 minutes.
But like strategically, like, is that what you mean? Like, strategy wise?
Yeah.
But then why do they come out? Why do they come out flat after halftime? They came out flat after halftime against Orlando. We got scored on 7 minutes later. Let me see the rest of the other games that we had. San Jose, we ended up coming out. The timeline basically shows we got scored on in the first half after the 37th minute and towards the end of the dying embers of the freaking first half.
Mr. Krabs,
45th plus 4.
You are one odd individual, Mr. Krabs. One odd individual. So I'm with Vamos IMCF. I am okay with the same lineup. I am okay with 3 in the back. Maybe take out Lujan, put in Toto Aviles, move Busquets back there. I want to keep Ian Frey out there. I would love that Jordi Alba will have the freedom to push up. And yeah, I mean, they're gonna be pressing. They're gonna be pressing high, but that's what they do.
Well, Miami King is saying Chelo, Facon, Allen, Alba, Busi and Bright, Segovia, Messi, Allende, and Suarez. So you don't want to sit the big names.
Would you really want to sit the big names?
I mean, look, the dude abide say, I think Gressel was saying our fitness faded after 30. Danny, this is not like
after 30? You think that what? You think
I
that
don't
Noah Allen? You think that who else? Falcon? Like you think these players? No, those players
know,
don't
but
gas after
listen,
Allende. Like those players don't gas after 30 minutes.
but I think Gressel's point was that the strong attack in the first 30 minutes is all you have to weather. After the first 30, 35 minutes, you're
The
not going
attack
to get
slows down. You mean?
you're not going to get as much of a strong contribution on the attack unless it's catch a counter.
Okay.
And so I don't
If you're talking
know.
about strictly Luis Suarez and even though I
And
don't think Messi
Messi,
gets gassed, I've never seen Messi gassed unless it's like late in the second half. So I wouldn't say that. If you want to talk about Luis Suarez, maybe.
Luis Suarez, because he has to run more. I don't think
Okay.
Messi gets gassed either.
I don't think, and I haven't seen Jordi Alba get gassed in the first half ever. Yeah, I understand the old guys, but who's getting gassed? No, and look, and that's why I said if you're referring to the attack with Luis Suarez, that's fine. But I've never seen Messi get gassed, especially not after 30 minutes.
Look, Lamar is saying Argentina worked because they all ran for Messi. I think this whole team runs for Messi too. It's just, yeah. Go ahead, Danny.
No, I was gonna say they also have players that can play out wide. And they just have better quality players all over that pitch. Really, is really what it comes down to.
Yeah. And now, as far as like Philly, right? They got off to a hot start, and recently they just won in the most prestigious tournament in North American history ever against the only USL remaining team in the round of 16. They won against the Pittsburgh Riverhounds SC 4-1, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they beat the awesome Atlanta United before that 1-0. They beat LA Galaxy 3-2. They tied against Columbus before that. And then they beat Indy 11, which is another USL team there. And they beat Montreal. They beat DC United 3-0. Like, Philly is going to take our lunch money.
I don't think so.
How can you literally say that right after I just said they're destroying everyone?
Okay, they're destroying everyone. They had a good win to start the season against Orlando, 4-2. And then they beat Cincinnati. So they got off to a hot start with those first two wins. And everybody's like, oh, they're for real. And they went ahead and beat New England when New England was still horrible, right? Because New England got off to a horrible start.
Because they didn't have Campana.
They lost to Nashville at home. They beat St. Louis, which never scores, and also got a red card that game. They lost to us already. Then they went ahead and they drew with Orlando City 0-0. They lost to NYCFC. They beat Atlanta, which is hot trash.
That's when they started their rampage, though.
Right. Then they beat DC United, also hot trash. They beat Montreal, worst team in the league. Then they beat Indy 11. No, I'm sorry. They drew with Indy 11 and beat them in PKs.
It's competitive.
Then they drew with Columbus. They beat LA Galaxy, which hasn't won a game yet this year. And then they beat Atlanta, hot trash. Then they beat a USL team in the US Open Cup. Tell me, over the last, outside of the first two games I mentioned, when have they been impressive?
Wins or wins?
They're wins. But you're making it sound like, oh my God, this team is like
they're a powerhouse.
They're like the 2024 Inter Miami era. Like, no, they're not.
They're a powerhouse right now.
They're not. They're not. And they're gonna come back to earth.
So you think that this Philadelphia team is a facade? They're not serious.
No, because before the season, I predicted that they would be good and they'd be top of the table in the East because I thought that their attack last year was underrated and all they did was add players. They lost Gazdag. I don't know if you remember, they lost Gazdag, and we thought that they'd fall off because of that. You're on mute. I thought that they'd fall off because of that, but they ended up playing a bunch of crappy teams, so that's why they were able to just hold strong. I don't think that. I think that they're good, but I don't think that they're scary. And I think Inter Miami is coming in here feeling like this is a very important match. I feel like the players know that this is an important match. They know what's going on the outside. Messi talked post game. He doesn't do that. Like, they're gonna come out here. They're gonna come out here to win, and I think that they're not gonna score 4.
Danny Alejandro saying, don't make it worse. They might score 4 on us. They are a powerhouse club. Powerhouse. Look at that. Mike V is Mike V is being a real calming, soothing voice right now. Who have we played in comments so far, and what were the results? What was the score of Philly versus Orlando? It was 0-0.
Okay. We played Philly, and we beat them. So how about you suck it, Mike V?
Well, but we beat them with a goal from Robert Taylor, who is now in Austin.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So
I forgot that nobody can score outside of Robert Taylor.
We technically tied against them.
Oh, okay.
Technically.
Okay. Well,
I mean, Danny, those are facts. Those are facts. And you know what else is a fact? Philadelphia's gotten a lot of wins recently. You know what we've gotten a lot of? A lot of L's, big L's, capital L's.
Do you remember what the starting 11 was against Philadelphia when we played them? Well, you probably remember. I'll tell you. You know who was starting at right back?
Lujan.
Ian Frick.
I just took a guess. Okay.
Who was our starting center back pairing?
That was Aviles.
Yep.
And Lujan.
Nope. Falcon.
Okay.
With Jordi Alba. We have Busquets. Messi didn't start that game. He came on as a sub in the 55th minute. This team is cute. I'm not going to say that they're not. They're cute. They're a cute team. God. They're adorable. They're adorable. They're cute little snakes. Oh, it's a cute little snake. Ain't nobody scared about that poop song or anything like that.
That Dupe song is one of the best MLS songs.
That poop song. Nobody's scared of that poop song.
Mike V Enemy is out here saying, don't trust that fraud, Mike V. Mike V is spitting facts out here.
Mike V Enemy. Jesus. You know you made it when people are coming up with names like that. Shout out to Mike V. You got ops. I am definitely not scared of Philadelphia.
Oh my God, Tony Axe here. You're trying to pull the potion move. They're due for a loss in Miami or due for a win. We've been due for a long time, Tony. We are an embarrassment at this point. It's embarrassing what's happening in this season right now.
I understand that we didn't score 100%. There's no excuses for it. I understand, but with the way that Miami came out playing against Orlando, and again, no excuse, we lost 3-0. There's no way around it. But the way we started the first 30 minutes, did you not think that we looked good those first 30 minutes? I know you have to play 90 minutes. I know all that other crap. But for the first 30 minutes with that lineup, did we not look good?
Danny, but you're doing the same thing that.
So you're not answering my question.
No, I don't care. I don't care. The whole game is 90+ minutes.
That's fine. But did we look good? That was the first time we played that formation all year, and we played it against probably the best defense in the league.
Okay. We looked okay. We looked fine.
Okay. First time we played with that formation, playing against one of the best defenses in the league. Okay. Again, yes, we lost. I get it. It needs to be 90 minutes. Do you not feel like we could do that again? Maybe for 45 minutes. Maybe we get one goal. We could play like the way we beat Columbus. Go ahead. Here's the ball. Good luck. We take the lead and we protect it. I'm not saying that's what I want to see. What I'm saying is that I think this team is capable of scoring early, which they've showed that in the first 30 minutes, like Russell said, they will give you everything they got. Philadelphia will open themselves up to that because they will be pressing so high. And I think we can convert. I think that we're going to win.
So
give me the odds. I'm gonna go put money on it right now.
So we got scored. I think the odds are a +125. They're favorites.
Who, Philly, right?
Yes. They are favorites from what I saw just recently. Hold on. Yes, they are favorites +115.
So house on it right now.
By the way, I just want to mention something. You want comparative stats? I'll give you comparative stats, Mike V. Orlando and Philadelphia both have equal amount of goals for this season at 27. Okay. They have goals against 16 Orlando, 14 Philadelphia. So Philadelphia allows less goals. We just lost against Orlando.
We're plus 10. Guys, if you bet $1,000, you can make $2,100.
You're going to bet that against Philadelphia?
I'm gonna bet $100.
I'll bet like $5.
What are you gonna get out of that?
Like, I don't know, like $10.
Out of a $5 bet, you'll make 15.
That's good. Make 15
Is it?
bucks.
What's the point of even betting if all you're gonna make is $10?
Well, I mean, $10 here, $10 there.
Yeah, but then you lose $5 here, $5 there.
But that's just a $5 scratch off. That's the way I look at it. $5, I lose $5. That's a scratch off. That's a cup of coffee. That's I'm good with that.
All right, I'm putting
So,
down
Danny,
100 for Inter Miami and for Messi to score.
you might get more than that if you put with Messi to score. I think you might be completely cooked because he might not even play this game, according to what a lot of people are saying, or what people were saying in the beginning. So again, Orlando and Philly have both scored the same amount of goals. We just got dominated by Orlando 3-0, and Philadelphia allows 2 less goals this season so far versus Philadelphia allows 2 less goals than Orlando. So we're completely fucking cooked. And look, I just want to say, here's some from the wifey, Danny. You're cooked.
If we bet $100 on Inter Miami win and Messi scoring, we make $450. You guys have no absolute. You guys forget. Like I understand that things haven't looked well, but you think this team's gonna just keep going ahead and losing?
Danny's
look. I'm not saying I'm guaranteeing a victory, but I feel pretty good. Look, I haven't seen Inter Miami that big an underdog since Messi's gotten here. Philadelphia has just beat a bunch of nobodies. What does that have to do with anything? Look, this person's name's Duran.
That's my burner. That's my brother, my burner brother.
No. No, I do think that Miami will win this week. And I haven't lost Chris maybe has lost hope, but I haven't lost hope.
Haven't lost hope, but we're
you
facing
keep saying we're cooked.
We're playing against the best team in the East, Danny.
Oh, what? They're best by what? A couple games because they've beaten up on Montreal. I think they beat them twice. They beat Montreal. They beat Atlanta twice. Let us play Atlanta 5 times. We'll beat them 5 times.
We couldn't beat them twice last year.
Oh my! Will you stop bringing up last year? This is a new year. Atlanta is horrible this year. Horrible.
Of course, saying Danny is quote unquote we're winning CWC.
No, I never had any hope for that tournament. My only hope is that they maybe win the first game and can maybe get out of the group stage.
Miami King's asking a really good question. Danny, how and where do you see we will win?
They will press us high. They will leave themselves susceptible to the counter by us. And Messi and Jordi Alba will link up. And maybe they'll have either Allende or Kremaki running down that right side. And either Allende or Kremaki will score one of those goals in the counter. Messi will have another goal. And we're going to win. That's
Shout out to Alejandro with the super slam here. Trying to help lighten the mood. Bang! Bang! Danny, thank you for making us believe. I'm not a believer. Rick A., you said we're winning against Vancouver, Minnesota, and Orlando. We're due for a win. We're not due for shit. Yeah.
Well, Vancouver, 100%, that caught me completely off guard. That one, I will admit, that was shocking to me. Minnesota, I was trying to be positive. Orlando, but people are discounting us so much. I love, and I mean, I guess all my teams suck, so I always do root for the underdog, but I love playing for the underdog.
Of course, saying Orlando wasn't low block. That didn't go so well.
Yeah, but they weren't pressing us high all the whole game.
Jason Nell's out here writing scripts. Fast and Furious scripts. They score first, we scored a tie. Score a winner, then win at the end to seal the deal.
Look, we're going to score. We have to score. If we don't score in the first 30 minutes, then I'm like, oh. But I do believe in this team, and I do believe that there's a lot to motivation. And I think that this team feels motivated. Messi doesn't like that people are coming out here saying that, oh, it's a failure. This team sucks. They can't win. Like, he doesn't like that. He didn't speak after the game last week because things are going well. He understands what's happening right now. look, I believe that these players have a lot of pride and they're gonna come out like it. Now, if Ustari goes ahead and throws up another clunker, I mean that's nothing I can predict.
That's your boy.
I love him. And then if Luhan, the Swiss Army knife, comes out here and is playing winger, striker, and center back all at the same time, there's a chance that Mascherano just throws 8 players out there. He tells the ref, "Don't worry about it. Luhan can cover the rest." Like, there's a chance that Mascherano says that. Like, "Oh, don't worry about it. It's 8 players, but Luhan can cover the rest. He got it."
You have a leyenda on the field.
Yeah, but as long as we can avoid those type of things, man, I'm telling you, I feel confident.
Rick A's got receipts here saying a reminder of the worst take of the year. We're only losing 4 games this year.
How many games have we lost so far, Rick?
3.
Okay, then suck it. Is what I have to say.
I mean, Danny, like you're willing to sit here and stake your claim on all of this and be like,
no, this is what's happening, Chris. I've said it, I think the last 2 weeks. And how many episodes have we had over the last 2 weeks? I've said it like 8 times already. I get it. I was wrong. I didn't think Mascherano would be this bad. But people are going to keep bringing it up and throwing it in my face. See?
You with a bucko.
Even though I've already accepted the fact that I was wrong because Mascherano is obviously worse than I thought, people keep bringing it up. So what am I going to do? I got to stand by it because people won't let it go. So until we lose 4 games, you guys can suck it.
Yeah. The dude abides say everything is fine. Danny and Mash out. This is the stats of all time. Vamos IMCF on X says 6 games. Luhan tackles 1, total blocks 1, total clearances 20, total recoveries 21, total duels won 19, duels lost 13, dual success rate 59%.
The best I've seen him was at right back. At center back, I think he's looked like crap. At right back is where I thought he looked the best. I don't want him out there. Let me be very clear. But I did think that that's the best he's looked when I've seen him play. I don't want him out there. I'd rather see Cello or Ian Frey over Luhan. But that's the best I've seen him look. X factors, Chris. What do you think would be the X factors going into this game? I will tell you, from the Philly side, Quinn Sullivan, Kevin Sullivan's older brother, is an absolute beast. He makes this team go in the midfield. He has quite the precision on his crosses, and he is, I guess Ty Baribo probably gets the most credit because he has like 11 goals so far this year.
Yeah,
but if not for him, I think Quinn Sullivan, I think people will be talking about him as a lower tier MVP candidate. Maybe not like big time, but I think he's in that conversation because he's played so well. But X factor on Miami's end.
Well, I want to tell you. Well, I'm going to tell you who I think is an X factor on Philly's side, and it's your boy Indy Vasilev. Indy Vasilev going to come back for some sweet revenge. Are you kidding? 2 goals. I am putting that in the air. Chat.
So I'm putting in the air Miami's going to win. I'm telling you all the ways that I think Miami will win. And what you decide to put in the air is that we're going to lose because Indiana Vasilev is going to score a brace. Like, that's what you choose to.
Indiana Vasilev versus Messi. Book it. That's gonna be like the promo on Philly side.
Oh, and I wasn't aware, Mitch. Thank you for this one. Quinn got called up to the U.S. men's national team. Oh, very dope. I wasn't aware. He's been balling. He is an unsung hero for Philadelphia. They've been playing well, but it's because a lot because of him. He got called up for the Gold Cup, which Pulisic all of a sudden said, "I need a rest. It's been a tough season in Italy. I got to rest. Can't play the Gold Cup." All right.
Kai Wagner is also another one that I was gonna say. Seriously.
Oh yeah, he's another one. He's another one down that left side.
Yes. As far as the X factor for me, for Inter Miami, there's 2 of them, and they come from both sides. Jordi Alba, and if Ian Frey plays, Ian Frey. Simple. They are going to be the most important pieces in our attack, especially if they start clamping down in the middle.
I don't know if this is going to be an obvious one because people are like, "Oh, duh," but I think if Who?
Messi.
No. I think if Ustadi has a good game, we win.
I guess.
Not just because of the shot stopping, but because Philly will be very aggressive with that press. And he will be counted on to come and show us the footwork. This is the reason why you won the job. This is the reason Drake had to go get surgery, because Ustadi all of a sudden is God's gift to feet, is what Ustadi is. So he has to be the X factor, because we can't turn the ball over. Bariba will make us pay if we turn the ball over in our own third. So he's going to be counted on big time. And also, he needs to keep a couple shots out. He's going to face a couple shots on target. He can't let them just go in. Like, he needs to get his hand on some of those. So to me, Ustadi is the X factor. If Ustadi has one of those games where it's like, oh, great game, I think we win, because I think we're going to score.
Yuri is saying, what happened to Santi Morales since preseason? He's not going to see playing time, unfortunately, with this midfield the way it is.
Yeah.
He's a very creative player. I would like to see more of him for sure. Mm-hmm. Now, Love Logic brings up a comment, and this is the thing that we get from people like Pedri, which we haven't seen ever since I don't know when. Says, you guys keep talking about Frey like if he has made a difference. Love Logic, I have a sincere question here. Do you feel like Chelo has made a bigger impact on this team than Ian Frey has when he plays? Because I feel like Ian Frey clearly, just in an eye test, has made a bigger impact on this team than Chelo has. And Chelo has more time playing than Frey does. I'm not saying that Frey is God's gift to right backs. I'm just saying that he clearly has played better than Chelo.
Well, what I was going to say is that you say that he hasn't made a difference, but when has he had a chance to?
But when he has had a chance to, you could see.
Look, people said that he had a bad game last week because he was turning the ball over quite a bit. First of all, I don't remember it. I never went to watch the game back, to be honest with you. I watched it live at the stadium. I never went to watch it back. But I went by what people were saying, that he went and he had a lot of incomplete passes. But from what I saw, he was linking up with Messi beautifully. He was taking defenders on. He was crossing the ball into dangerous positions. I saw more from Frey out of the attack, at least, in our final third than I saw from Chelo. And Chelo has had moments also. Again, I'm not a Chelo hater. I know that there's a lot of Chelo haters out there. I am not one of them. But I do think Frey is a much better player than Chelo, and I want to see Frey out there. But again, going back to my original question, to me, Ustadi is the X factor of this game.
I'll take that.
All right. Win-loss significance. Now, I understand we could end in a draw, but just keeping the draw side. Win-loss. If we win, does all of a sudden the dramatic Chris's that spell their names with a K, do they calm down?
No.
If we beat this,
we're playing against the best team in the East, Danny.
But
It's
Danny,
the best team in the East, Danny. We're cooked.
But we are completely cooked.
But so if we beat them, you don't feel better all of a sudden?
What if we lose the next two games?
Play against Montreal next week. I swear, if we lose to Montreal.
Keep doing that. Keep doing that. Keep doing that.
So what you're telling me is that if we beat Philadelphia, that's it. You're like, oh, that's it. We're still cooked.
Yes. I'll be like, I'll calm down with the cooked comments. We're not completely cooked. They're like, putting adobo on us a little bit. We're getting seasoned.
If we beat, I just blanked. What the hell? Oh, if we beat Philadelphia and then Montreal, then you calm down a little bit because we got those 6 points that you wanted.
I told you it's minimum 6 points out of the next 3 games for me to feel a little decently better.
Yeah. All right. What if we lose?
No, if we lose, the whole world is over. The whole world is over. Like, you think, okay, I have a question. If we lose against Philly and win the next 2 games against Montreal and Columbus, would you feel better about that?
I think that we need 7 points out of the next 3 games. But if we lose to Philadelphia, it depends on how we lose, honestly. But yes, losing to Philadelphia right now on the streak that we are on would be really rough. I'm sure everybody will feel really happy that Montreal is next on the schedule. But yeah, that would be really tough. That would be really, really tough to lose to Philadelphia. It's not going to happen, but it would be pretty tough.
And then you're gonna have a Bryce Duke class incoming after that. Oh my goodness. Let's calm the hatred down here, Mitch.
I should have wore my Halliburton shirt today.
You should have, but you didn't. So fuck
Well,
the Pacers.
And it's no longer available in the store either. So
Yeah.
point of wearing it. All right. So if we lose, one draw, two wins, MLS Cup next year, and next year or this year, if we lose, I think things will get even uglier. People will get even more. People will get louder about the whole Mascherano thing, about this being a failed experiment, blah blah blah. I wouldn't worry too much. But yeah, I don't know.
Let's go.
I can't imagine a loss. Honestly, I just can't.
Well, then let's just move over to predictions, Danny. How much are we winning by? 5-1, 4-1? This astronomical amount that you're predicting that we're going to have against the best team in the East at this very moment?
Let's see.
Don't look at how many goals. If that makes a difference, how many goals they put up. They put up a lot. Let's just leave it at that. And you know how many we've been putting up? Nothing burgers. 1s and 2s. Look. We got 3-2 win out of Soccer Daddy. 2-1 Vamos IMCF. 2-2 from Marasovic. 4-2 from Krabs. 1-3 loss from Miami King. Let's go. Yuri 3-1 win, I imagine. The Duda Bites 3-0 Philly. Motown Philly back. We're cooked. We're done, Danny.
Song.
Oh, that's one of the best Boyz II Men song ever.
Yeah.
That album is amazing.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Yuri. And they do not have Andre Blake. Andre Blake will not be playing.
Big difference.
He hasn't been playing for a while. He hasn't been playing for a while. He's been injured, I believe.
So Yuri's saying 3-1. So 3-1, we win, you're saying?
Yep. Rick A is going dirty 1-0 win. I'll take that also.
Oh.
It's just that I can't imagine Philadelphia being shut out. But
Juan Orejel is saying 2-1 Philly takes it.
No, guys, look at me. Miami's not losing in Philadelphia. They are not losing in Philadelphia. They are going to beat the cute little snakes. I promise you. They are going to beat the cute snakes on Saturday. Then they're going to beat Montreal next Wednesday. And everybody's going to be feeling really good going into that Columbus game right before the Club World Cup break.
We're done. I'm going with Upcode 3-2 loss, though. First loss I'm predicting this season. 3-2 loss.
Now that you predicted the loss, I feel 110% sure that we're gonna win. Put money on Philly.
Should I
put
do
money
that?
on Philly? Oh, for sure. Because then 100%. I think everybody will feel more confident once you put money on Philly.
Lamar says, stick a fork in us. Oh my goodness. Nader is saying a 5-0 loss.
Nah, you're crazy. And Vamos IMCF said plot twist. What if Messi doesn't play? If Messi doesn't play, then I feel a little different. Then I feel a little different. But I can't imagine that he doesn't play this game. But if he plays, we're gonna win. Let's see. So
how about the dude that says Philly wins Mash out?
No, Mash ain't going anywhere. He ain't going anywhere until after the Club World Cup. That's the earliest. So, Chris, which one of these has convinced you that Philadelphia is a phenom? Is it the beating the Pittsburgh Riverhounds? Is that the one?
They beat them pretty handedly.
Or was it beating Atlanta 1-0? Or was it beating the LA Galaxy? Which one of those
They beat 'em
wins?
pretty.
Was it beating Montreal or in the 11? Was it beating DC United or was it beating Atlanta? Was it losing to NYCFC? Was it losing to us? Was it beating St. Louis 1-0? Was it losing to Nashville? Which one of these is the ones that got you scared of Philadelphia, or the ones that I mentioned so far? Was it beating New England when they couldn't score a goal in open play for the first 8 games of the year? Like, which one of those is it the ones that are like, oh my God, the poop song is going to take over on Saturday? Like, which one of those is it that you're scared of? Because I just named you over like 10 games. Which one of those is that strikes fear in your heart? None of those strikes fear in my heart.
Mike V is saying the Riverhounds are a pretty solid team. I'm taking his word for it.
Maybe. I don't know.
They were the only USL team to represent the USL Pro Rails.
That's okay. Look, like I said, I not impressed. You know what? I would be worried if we were playing against Cincinnati. Cincinnati does strike fear in my heart. Like with the form that they're in right now, Evander, Denke, like that team right now playing against this Miami team, I would feel less confident. Philadelphia, although I don't think they're a bad team, they just cute those snakes. That's it.
Listen, Mitch is saying those are all the teams that they should have beat. Nothing impressive. Yes. But guess what, Mitch? You got to beat the teams. You play the teams who are lined up in front of you. And guess what, Mitch? We lost against San Jose. We lost against Minnesota. And we lost against Orlando. It's full-blown panic mode right now.
Do you think Inter Miami still has an opportunity to right the ship and win the MLS Cup? We're still early in the year.
Yes.
Do you still think that's possible?
Yes, absolutely.
So do I.
Absolutely.
Do you think that the players believe that?
Yeah, of course.
I think the players come out and want to show that on Saturday.
You think they didn't want to show that against Orlando, Danny?
I think that
they didn't want to show that?
The pressure. No, I don't think the pressure was on like it was until after that loss. I think that Orlando loss put so much pressure on this team that they didn't feel before. I honestly don't think that they felt the pressure that they do now after losing to their in-state rival 3-0.
Dude, but that was like, that's a big game. We were expecting the turn on that.
I'm not saying that they didn't want to win. I'm saying that the pressure that they feel after that loss, they looking at this like they looked at Orlando like, oh, it's a big game. Let's get right. Now they're looking at this Philly game like, oh shit, we got something.
We got no other choice.
Yeah, we got something to prove here, and this is the best team to prove it against because this is supposedly the best team in the East. Let's stake our claim as we're still top dog.
But you're doing this whole sports storyline thing.
But that's how
what you're doing.
Is. That's how sports is. That's how, like it's weird, but I watched every 5 major sports, and I've seen it enough where for some reason this is just how sports play out. I'm not saying 100% it'll play out this way, but it happens so often that that good team has a bad run of form, and as soon as people give up on them, all of a sudden they smack a good team in the face, and everybody's like, "Oh man, okay, maybe we gave up on them too early."
I'm gonna take Mike V's word for it because Mike V's never wrong. Riverhounds goalkeeper's name's Eric Dick. Come on, man, solid. Eric Dick, he's a good goalkeeper.
Where's the anti-Mike V account? I'm surprised he hasn't rebutted.
Right here. Mike V has me in his basement. That's what Mike V enemy. That was a good one.
All right. So I'm predicting a 3-1 win. You're predicting a 3-2 loss. I'm predicting the poop song will go down. And I think that we're going to be coming on here post-game on Saturday night. And we're going to be talking. I'm going to be yelling at you for not having any faith. I'm going to be yelling at a lot of the people in the chat, not all of them, because some people have shown faith. And that's it. Now, if Messi doesn't play, I take everything I say back. Okay? If Messi doesn't play, I take everything back. But if Messi plays, I have no doubt we win.
I'll tell you right now, I was going to buy a jersey of an MLS team for the MLS show that we do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting that Philly jersey. I'm getting a Philly jersey for show.
This is a good question because I said let's not talk about it, but I guess we should. Now we said if it's a win, the pressure goes down a little
Well,
bit.
Danny's
If it's a loss, things get really bad. What if it's a tie, which is very possible?
well. I think if it's a tie, it plays into your narrative of we need 7 points,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because the other two are a little bit
games.
more obtainable. And let me tell you,
Home games.
it doesn't matter if it's a home game. This Columbus game is going to be tough.
Oh, absolutely.
So I mean, the only give me this coming games is Montreal, and that's not even a gimme. That's a trap right there.
No, it's not a trap. This team isn't in trap mode. Like, they're not overlooking anybody right now. You know what they're looking at Montreal as? They're looking at it like, yo, we got to pad our stats. Let's beat them by 100. Like, because I need to score.
You're gonna talk about beat them by 100. We can't even score normal goals to get out of games.
I'll yell at you about the Montreal game later on this week. I'm not gonna start yelling at you. And Bryce Duke isn't even a starter anymore.
I know, but
Prince Owosu has been horrible. Sealy is the only weapon they have. He's a winger. He's literally all they got.
Well, they bring out the Duke every so often,
And
he gets saucy whenever he gets the ball. Imagine he was our 10. He was our 10. Don't be disrespectful.
We were talking about 2021 and how bad it was. 2021, we were looking at Bryce Duke like, this could be our future 10. This is our franchise 10. That's how bad things were. And you're telling me that this is rock bottom? We have Messi as our 10. And back then we were like, Bryce Duke, oh man, we got something here. We got our future 10. We got our franchise 10. We got him down the middle, Emerson and Robbie Robinson down the flanks. We are cooking. Yeah. You're telling me that this is rock bottom. You're crazy. All right. I think we've just about covered everything. It was a fun show.
I think we had Mabika in the back.
Back then?
Yeah,
No,
I think so.
No, I think we still had LGP in 2021. LGP and Figal. We had Breck Shea, I believe, too.
Yeah.
It was a fun show. We apologize. We usually come through with the guests to give a little more insight, but we understood Todd's situation. And again, if he's watching, a shout out to him. Hope everything, or he makes it through okay. Chris, any final words? Today was a fun show, and the chat was really fun. Also, we appreciate you guys. Wow, yeah, this I wasn't aware of. I think weather may be bad. I sure hope not. While you give your final thoughts, I'm just gonna look it up real quick.
My final thoughts is, guys, it's summertime. You know who sings that song, Danny?
Will Smith.
Yeah, Will Smith. You know where Will Smith is from?
Yes, I know where he's from.
Guys,
it says no rain on Saturday, high of 64, low of 50. So it sounds like beautiful football.
Oh my goodness, it's still cold over there? What are we doing here in Miami? Swim my balls off every day.
That sun was beaming today.
64 over there is the high?
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing? What are we doing? This state is going to break off at some point.
Well, up there, I was listening to the radio today because I listened to Sports Talk Radio up in New York, especially today because they were all like in shambles because of that Knicks loss.
Piece of shit.
And they were all really like upset and complaining about the fact that it's Memorial Day weekend and it's like cold and rainy. So you live in the greatest city in the world, Chris. Be thankful.
I literally sweat walking from my car to my mailbox.
And Lamar said it's 90 here in Texas.
I'll take 90.
Yeah,
today
was 93 and wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The next 7 days, 90 is the high here in Miami. So
it's gonna feel like 100 in Devil.
Miami is the greatest city in the world, Ricky. Sorry to break it to you.
No, it's not.
Me and Chris have this debate all the time. Chris hates Miami.
Yeah. This is awful.
Miami.
What? Circus Fun 100 in Vegas? You guys need to break off the country.
And Nate says, this is a bold prediction. Messi will get a yellow card. Do you have any bold predictions for this game before we sign off of here?
Bold prediction is Luis Suarez is going to get a goal. That's bold enough, right?
I mean, you also predicted Vasilev gets those brace, so I think that was pretty bold also.
He's going to brace. Vasilev is a problem.
I was gonna give you a bold prediction, but I think it's way too bold. So I think it's even pointless. I
What
was
is
gonna
it?
say, there's only 1 minute that Messi hasn't scored in his career, and it's the first minute. But that's too bold. Like him scoring in that first minute, that's too bold.
That is
So
pretty bold.
yeah. So my bold prediction is that Jordi Alba assists on all 3 goals.
Ooh, that would be sweet.
So that's my bold prediction. We're gonna win 3-1, and Jordi Alba will assist on all 3 of those goals.
Yeah. But let's get it. It's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be a good
Absolutely, it'll be fun. Chris loves the poop song, so you'll have fun listening to it. All right. If you're listening on audio, we appreciate you listening all the way to the end. Please leave us 5 stars, comment, review, all that good stuff.
game.
If you
I know I
if
should've
you haven't
bet.
already, again, batterfans.com, 1 mil discount code for 10% off. All the inventory is going to go down Sunday night. So if you want to go, just look around, see if there's anything you want before it goes away. Make sure that you get on there before Sunday night, and you could use promo code 1 mil in honor of 1 million viewers that we have just recently gotten. We reached 1 million viewers, and appreciate every single one of you that contributed to those views. And if you're watching on YouTube, please give us a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And again, those of you in the chat, you guys contributed to those views. I wonder how many comments we have if they count the chats. I'm sure that's up to like close to 1 million also.
Yeah,
You guys
it's a
are
lot.
the best part of the show. We love you. You guys make this show so fun. That's why I love coming on here and kicking it with you guys. So thank you guys very much. We really do appreciate you guys. You guys are the best. And Chris, I hate you. And let's look forward to a good game, a victory. And I'm going to come and yell at you on Saturday night, Chris. So until the next one, have a good one.